Train the muscles, not the joints.
Welcome back to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding Mountain. And today I'm going to talk about a concept that is massively misunderstood by the beginners on the internet and the idiots, okay? And I'm going to say idiots because I don't mean idiot in a way of a person just not knowing, but I mean idiot by the fact that these people go around judging everybody and telling everybody that they're doing everything wrong based on a misunderstanding they have around a particular principle. So as you guys know, I've won national championships. I got second in the Natural Universe 2 years in a row, third in the pro division of the heavyweight division in the WNBF. I produced pretty decent results as a natural bodybuilder at a high level. And I'm going to give you a secret about lengthened partials that very few people seem to be talking about. So what people have been saying lately is that a lengthened partial, meaning when you're doing partial reps in a stretched part of the motion, that you get better benefit. But the thing that people forget to tell you is that it's not just the extreme range of the motion that is getting you the result. It's the stretch on a particular muscle group. And here's the disclaimer on it. If you want to hit a certain muscle group, like say with bench press, but you find that going down farther then transfers the stress to the delts rather than the chest, guess what? Going down farther is not going to get you extra results in the chest because some of the tension is leaving the pec and then moving on to the delt. And this is particularly obvious when it comes down to my body because I have a shoulder that dislocates and the shoulder's put in a different position and I get a hyper stretch on the front delt when I go all the way down on the bench, which is why a lot of you guys see me not touch my chest with a bar when I bench press. So you could also apply this logic in a number of different circumstances with a lot of different movements. One of those could be the squat. A lot of you guys have been reaching out to me and telling me this thing that you notice, that when you go down on the squat, you notice that there's tension on the quads and maybe even on the hamstrings if you bend over a lot, depending on your positioning. But then after a certain point, you notice that there's a transfer of those forces to other muscle groups, and it gives the ones that you were working in the beginning a little bit of a rest while that force transfers to another group of muscles. Now, in this case, I would say you have to decide where do you want those forces to be distributed or concentrated, and then based on that, that's what you choose as far as your range of motion. I mean, injury and everything aside, right? But what people that misunderstand the whole lengthened partials thing would do is say, sit on your heels, ass to the grass squat, and just bounce up and down on the bottom, and then you're going to get the best possible result. But that's not true. You won't get the best possible result, not for certain parts of the leg. There might be a certain part of the leg that you do get a result with, whatever part of the leg you feel is in the most stretched position. And once again, that will be determined by whether you bend over a lot when you squat, or whether you're more straight up and down, or whether your bodily dimensions are one way or another, because people always like to talk about tall versus short, but it's more important to look at joint ratios. How long is the femur in comparison to the tibia and the lower back and so forth, and that's going to really determine, to a large part, where those forces are playing out. So what I'm going to say is that we know that going all the way down on the squat will stretch certain muscle groups, but there's other muscle groups that you experience a stretch in, and then the stretch diminishes as you go down further, because then the stress transfers to somewhere else. So for this reason, you see certain pro bodybuilders not squat ass to the grass. Sometimes it's for injury reasons, but other times it's because they don't want to get a big ass. They want their quadriceps and their hamstrings to take the majority of the force. And I know some of you hamstring Puritans out there will say you have to go down far in order to activate the hamstrings. And that is also not true, because that has to do with how much are you bending over in the squat. If you bend over in the squat, then you're getting an exponential amount of hamstring, maybe a little bit less quadricep, but you're getting more hamstring from the squat even at shallower depths, right? So this is why my hamstring development was very good on stage. It was from the Romanian deadlift, and also because I squat and I bend over quite a bit based on the way I'm built, right? So when it comes down to lengthened partials, the thing I want you to take from this video is that it depends on where you're feeling the stress. If you go to a certain range of motion and you feel the stress on the muscle belly, but then you go beyond that and then the stress leaves that muscle belly, now you've went too far and now you're no longer getting the benefit of the lengthened partial for that particular muscle group. So this is the big thing that's misunderstood out there. And of course, the people that first learn this concept, they become fanatical idiots about it and they start telling everybody that they seem to know everything and they got the holy grail of training. And, you know, meanwhile, they've trained three years in the gym, right? So what I'm trying to tell you is that a concept is more complicated than just this one simple part of the principle. You have to apply it to the individual and apply it to the exact situation. And then from there, you'll get a better understanding of what's going on. But in the end, it's where is the tension? Again, it's so simple. Where is the tension? Where are you feeling it? And then from there, that will determine whether it is an effective way to create muscle growth or not in that area. So yeah, I hope this helps you out. Thanks a lot for watching. If you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalglandbodybuilding.com, and thanks to the page supporters, and take care for now. Mountain.